Hey everyone, I hope that you're doing well. Today is the second day of Unit 2, so I've been looking at the class timeline. I've been looking at the ID step submissions for Unit 2, and I wanted to show you a few things, so that's why I'm doing this as a screencast rather than just a video of my head talking to you. Um, First off, I just wanted to say that we're off to a great start. Thanks for your hard work thus far on our class. You're being very thoughtful about historical significance. So remember, that's the piece in the ID step where you talk about why the person or the event or the place or theme that you've chosen, why that matters to New Mexico's past. And really what I'm asking you to do there is give your interpretation and your analysis of that historical figure or topic. And so many of you are doing a really good job of being specific about the reasons that your entries, your topics are significant in New Mexico history, how they still resonate today, and how they mattered at the time. And so, of course, we're talking about the first peoples of New Mexico in this unit. We're also talking about the Spanish colonization that came with Juan de Oñate after the fits and starts from people like Cabeza de Vaca, Esteban and Marcos de Niza, and Coronado, of course. I wanted to show you a few of the technical things that I've mentioned in some of my feedback to you on this assignment, so that you can come over here and actually see what I'm talking about rather than just try to figure out what I meant in the instructions that I gave you. Also, I wanted to point out or emphasize that with the Unit 2 timeline, you have the chance to resubmit, to revise and resubmit your work. I know that this is a new assignment for most of us, if not all of us, and that you may not have known what the exact expectations were or that sort of thing. And so if you would like to, after looking at the feedback that I've sent, resubmit your work to earn up to full credit, you can do that. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. At this point, what I'm going to do is make my head smaller and put myself in the corner over here. And then I'm going to point out a couple of things. One of those is this white box here. And so you'll notice that a few of the entries have a white box where the image or video thumbnail should go. That happens when you've copied the wrong URL for your image. So let me show you how to get the right one. So for Shanti's entry on Cabeza de Vaca, I've already looked at the URL that she submitted, and I should actually open this. So here's her entry on Cabeza de Vaca in media. You know, she did enter this URL for a Bing image search. It's a great place to look for images. I've pulled it up in a new tab, so I'm going to open a new tab right now. This was the image search, and so it looks like what she did is she copied the URL that's up here in the browser bar. If you want to get the URL for the specific image that you've chosen, you need to click on that image, and then you need to right-click or control-click directly on the image. So, you know, again, put your cursor right on the image, do the right-click, and then look for copy image address. I'm using Google Chrome on a MacBook, so mine looks like this. If you're on a PC or you're using a different browser, it might look a little different. The wording might be slightly different as well, but you're going for the thing that means you want to copy the URL or the address for that specific image. So I'm going to click there. Now that I've copied that, I'm going to open the tab where Tiki-Toki is, where our timeline is. I'm going to go in here to, and there we go, highlight the source area and paste that new URL in and click Save. Now that I've done that, you see that the image does display correctly. So that's what you need to do to make that happen. I'm going to hide the admin box for just a second, and there was one other thing I wanted to point out. Let's scroll over here. So you'll notice that most of these have just the person's name who created the entry. I'm going to click into Leah's entry on Coronado. When it's done like that, once you click more, then you see the full entry, and the text is in regular font rather than in italics. I'm going to go to the next one on Estebanico. This one, though, you see that the whole text is just there bunched together in italics. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. So to do that, I'm going to go to the entry on Estevanico. Rather than pasting it into the intro box, you want to paste it into the extra info area. So I'm just going to cut that from here, and X. I'm going to click Save. Now you notice everything's gone. I'm going to click Extra Info and paste it in here. You can add paragraph breaks. I think that this may have been where the paragraph break was. So I'm just going to enter twice. So you see there's a break there. So that when I click Save, you'll notice that now there are 2 paragraphs. The text displays in regular font rather than italics, and so on. I think everyone had their outside source linked correctly. Just to remind you, you want to put that here in the link box, so the URL for whatever outside source you found. If you found more than one source to support what you're writing, that's more than fine. Just note you can only include one of them in the link section, but you can list others just at the end of your text, of the text of your entry. All right, I think those were the main things that I wanted to show you. Yeah, so let me know if you have any questions. If you need any help, I'm happy to do that. And I hope that you're having a good Thursday.